back to my channel. It's Isabelle from Isabelle Nursery. Today we'll continue our little tutorial with Sweetie. We are almost finished. Last time we have done the skin tone. You may have add some layer of primary color, the red, the blue and yellow. You may have add some burnt umber or purple or pink to achieve the skin tone you want. For me, I have add round, just one more round of primary color, a round of purple and one of burnt umber. I want to keep her kind of pale, so that's similar to my skin tone. If you want it to be more dark complexion, you just have to add more round of primary color. That's nothing too complicated to do. Some trouble with the air and dust here. I think it's because I have a lot of trees outside, and when I let my window open because it's really hot here, so I often let my window open, and I think all the pollen come inside. That's why it's kind of sticky. So I will be more careful with the next few kits, but for now I have to deal with it. So today we will adjust the crease, some blushing, and work a little bit on the lips. We will do the nails. So after that our kit will be almost complete. We will add eyelashes, eyebrows, hair, and assemble the kit with the body and waiting. But for this tutorial, that will be the last part. So I begin with more crease, more darker crease. You can use the color, the crease color you have used for the crease, or like what I like to do is to use purple. You can mix blue red with a little bit of medium, maybe a drop of water and some retarder to have something very dark. Or you can use eyelid purple if you have eyelid purple as a color, or dioxazine purple. I may be able to say this word, dioxazine. So with that, I generally go inside the eyes, the crease where the eyes are closed. If you have a kit with open eyes, you can just go inside a little bit of the eyes. And I just gently push the paint inside the crease. I don't want to remove it, I just want it to be more dark inside. So you already see a difference. And I do the same other side. Then I go over some crease that I want to be a little bit more darker, to give some more definition to the eyes. You look at your kit to see where to add some crease color. Like I said, you can certainly do it with your original crease color, but I I really like the purple. And go each side of the nostril. And I bring the paint a little bit on the side. Not towards the nostril, but more toward the lips and the cheek. And I just put a little bit of paint, not too much. Don't want the nose to be purple, I just want to add some deep. I put some into the nostril. Then if you have a big cheek, you can add some there. But this one, I think that's okay the way it looks, so I will not add purple there, but I will add in the ears, in the O's of the ears. I just add where I want it to be more darker. Do the same with the other one. I think like that it's good. And often I do some on the neck because they are kind of really deep. And what happens with the kit if it's I have made the crease more pale than I usually do, so I have to pass over some. But if your crease are already enough dark, it's not a necessity to go over like that. You can leave them. I think my paint dried too fast. I will add a bit, just a little drop of tartar. This baby will certainly not be perfect because I have to be really concentrate to speak to you, so I miss some areas. Don't forget behind the ears. Be sure to have paint everywhere you want it to be and not just a big spot. You have to spread the paint. For the ends, usually what I do is to pass between each finger, because our finger, the crease are very dark, almost black. They are not black, but almost. So I want them here to be really dark too. I maybe go over a second time later. Inside the end I do about the same. I go between each finger. It's a bit more difficult because the fingers are bent. You can add more on the finger crease if you think that may be useful. I don't redo all the crease, only the deeper ones. I don't want all my creases to be purple. Just some of them. If I have some creases that I don't think they are enough dark, I can go over with my original color, like those on the arms or inside the palm. But this time they seem to be okay. The purple, I keep it ready for the darker one. That's it for this end. I will do the same with the other one. And on the leg, it's the same thing. You see my creases are pale inside the between the toes, so I will go over with my purple. I don't spread it each side of the toes. I try to keep it at its place. It's not with the first color when we want a bit of shadowing each side. We just this time we want more defined creases inside the toes. That's about the same thing as the end. You go over. Between the toes. I try to keep the part in front of the camera. It's not totally easy. Then I go around the ankle if it's need. I have some crease there that not appear too much. And behind the knee. You will see what works for you. to try different method, different approach, different color from different place, you will find what you like the most. And those things on the knees, they seem to have not take the layer of blush. I'll go over with that. That seems good to me. Do the same with the other feet, the other leg. And for the face, what I have forgot is to, if you have an open mouth, you can go inside the mouth with the purple, the dark purple. Will give you a nice dark color inside the mouth. That's about that for the crease. You do what you want with the crease you have on your kit. Each kit is different, so I can't tell you exactly where to put the color. You will have to find it. So now for the blush, I will have to blush a bit more at some place, not too much, because as I have keep it pale, the blush, the first layer I have made, it's very good, but sometimes it's a bit too pale and you want it to pop up more. Just the color I use for that usually is my lip and blush from Reborn FX. But you can mix your own with a bit of red, blue and brown, like for the crease. Very similar. Don't need too much, so a little bit of red. I don't want a really purple color, I just want to put my blue here. Just want to put a little bit of blue in that. And you don't see. So that's the kind of color I want. I will just put a bit of brown, any brown you have. If you have no brown, maybe a little touch of black, but I don't really recommend the black. It will be a nice idea that you have some brown on in. I strongly suggest it to you. It's very useful. So I will not add a lot of water and medium, just a little bit. I don't want it to be too pale. A bit of medium, mix it. It's too purple to my taste, so I will add more red. That's the fun thing to do when mixing color. You have to guess how to get the color you want, and that's better. That's why sometimes I prefer to use some premix color. I like very much the Reborn FX paint. For that they have amazing color. A little bit of water, not too much. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I don't speak too loud. My husband is working home and he's on the phone. I don't want to disturb it too much. So take a sponge. This one I have used it just before for my French tutorial. I will just reuse it, but you can use any sponge. You have two ways to put it. You can put the color directly on the sponge and bounce it, or you can put the color directly where you want the color and bounce after. I don't use much, as you can see, just a bit of paint, and I try to bounce it well. Do not rub, because you will end up with some area that will not take the paint. I have a problem here. I think my paint is drying too fast, so I will use a bit of retarder. I have a paint that stick there and I don't like this, but I maybe turn it into a scratcher. I add some on the nose, a bit on the eyebrows, not too much. You can add a little bit on the cheek. It's not too much, just to accentuate some place around the ears. That's more important. I think it's too pale. It's too pale. I'm kind of tired too, because it's really hot here. I think today it's about 30, 35, 36 Celsius, and I think it will go up to 39 with the humidity. So it's hard to stay focused. I don't sleep well. So with this color you can go ahead and go around the lips. Just do a fine line and just push it down towards the center of the lips. Don't push it until you reach the end, just about the half. And I do the same in the bottom. I push it toward the inside of the mouth, not too much, just about the half of the lips. You can go inside and do the crease here. Can bring it up again. not cover the entire lips, unless it's what you want to achieve. But I like to let some areas more pale, because it's like the light go over. And this middle part I often not paint it, except when I put all my my layers, my flesh layers. I like to let it on paint with the lips color. So that's about that. I maybe do another layer for the lips later. I think that's good. For the ends, I go over the palm again, like the first time. It's not the same color that we have used in the beginning, so it will make a really nice contrast with the other areas that we have blush at the beginning. And I have a place here that not want to take the paint at all. Sometimes that happens. I go over again the tips of the finger. Don't forget to go all around. Don't let the side on paint. Be careful of the excess paint between. And you can add over and over until you get the result that you like. So I have the tip of the fingers. Then I go the other side and I do the other side of the finger. I try not to go on the nails this time, but that's not really a big issue. You can add at places that you want to be more red, like the knuckles or the top of the head. It's really depend. It's up to you. Just listen to your kit. It will tell you where you miss some paint. And I go over the elbow, just a little bit over. I do not do a big circle like the last time. Just a little bit on the point. I do the same with the other. We'll do it now, because my paint will dry if I do not. So I go over the palm. If you have trouble to paint, use a dry brush to go inside. It's important that you do inside too, not just the place you can reach. Again, the fingertips. Like you see, I use my little brush because I can reach inside with the sponge. Now you can go on the other side, do the same thing over the finger. It's not easy with closed fist. It's easier with open hand. You can add more at other place. You see that you seem not enough blushing, but for me that's okay like that. And the same with the feet. Again, the sole. Of the sole. The toes. Sorry, I don't look where my kit is. I look more at what I am doing. You can add a little bit on the bones here if you have more prominent bones. That's not the case with this kit, but sometimes you have more big ankle bones. Go around the toes. And just on top of the knee, not too much, just a little bit. Like I said previously, you can add more elsewhere if you think that it's need. That's really up to you. Just to show you the difference, I'm not sure if you will see. Really makes a difference. It's what gives a doll the realism and its finish, its paint. I'm not sure how to express this. Sometimes you see reborns that look unfinished, barely paint. Some of those details give the more clean finish, real look. I hope I'm clear. Go over the little toes. You can do all the toes if you want all the toes to be more red, but I prefer just to keep the top extremities. Just a little bit over the knees. And that's it for the blush. Now you can inspect your kit and see where you want to add more. Like if you want to add more on the lips, you can just do the same things over what you did previously. Bring the color down a bit. Push it toward the... I'm not the best at lips. They are not the best lips in the world. If your kit have lips that are not very detailed with crease and all that, you can make some lines with the paint to give the illusion of crease, but maybe it's more advanced, but you can play with that if you feel comfortable. So that's about that for the lips. I don't want them to be too red. So now with the same color, no, before that. So now keep this color on the side. Pick up your purple I have just forgot to do it after my crease. I'm tired, I think. But you will need the same purple color that you have. Hopefully you have some left, because I totally forgot. Sorry about that. We'll go over the eyes, like that. Just touch up on the eyes, the eyelids. It will give a nice translucent looking eyelid. Go with my brush before it dries. So you see that looks more translucent, more reddish, with like a lot of babies cry a lot in the first months of their lives. So eyes are always a little bit puffy and red. So now, with the same color as your blush, sorry, oh man, I will have it someday. So now, the same color, pick a really fine brush, put paint on it and remove all excess. Don't want drop of paint, just a little bit on the top. We will do the capillaries on the eyelid. I hope you will see. It's difficult to me because I have to keep the kit up in the air and look at what I do. So just go over the eyelids and do some squiggly like the vein, and gently tap over with your fingers, not too much. It will give it's hard to see in the camera. Even with the zoom, just do some kind of vein. The light is not the best too. I hope you see something. You can do the same around the nostril. Even over the nose if you want. Every place you think that some capillaries will be visible, we'll make them bigger. Here you will see maybe more what I do. And I dab them gently with the tip of my finger. You can use a sponge if you prefer. Not too much. Don't go over too much with that. Just barely there. That's the best. You can do some inside the ears too. And that's it for the capillaries. Now we will be at the end. We just have to do nails and the kit will be finished. Okay, with the same red sorry, with the same red I do a little line. It's not easy to show, huh? A little line here about in the middle, curve line, and I spread it a little bit toward the top, the tip. That will give color on the nails, but also simile mon shape. How do you say it? I'm not sure how you say it in English. A little moon. It's not easy to see, to pick on the camera. And for my nail tips, I found out that the baby flesh is a really nice color to use. So if you have some, if not, just a little bit of off-white or tan buff, and you can put just a tiny touch of blue in it that will give some translucent appearance, and a lot of medium, really lot of medium. So when you apply it's look less like a French manicure and more natural. So I just go over lightly with this color, nothing fancy really, just a little line. Don't try to go too slow, because if you go too slow you will have to redo it again and again, because your hand will start shaking. You will probably put too much paint. If you go outside, you just wipe it with your nail. As you see, I don't do big tip. You can go over 2-3 layers if you want so, but the more layer you put, the less realistic it seems. Then after that, I go over with my red, same red, just tiny bit, and I will try to show, but I'm not sure if you will see if my camera focus. Okay, I just go over the white line and just go a little fine red line, really small. Really small. Try to focus camera. Just really fine line red over the white, and I go under the nail and do the same, a really fine red line under. It's just to give the illusion that the nail is surélevé. I don't know how to say it. Is higher than the rest of the finger. It's hard to say. So I just go under like that. It's really hard to see because I have to show you in the camera, and as I do that I don't see what I'm doing, so it's not funny. So that's it for the nail. That's a quick that's quick, I know. You do the same with the toes, and after that all you have to do is varnish. I will show you which varnish I use, but I will not necessarily doing it in front of the camera. I apply it the same thing, the same as the other layer, so it's not really useful. I use a sponge, makeup sponge. I remove the top, and I really like to use this one. It's a DecoArt Americana Decor Ultra Matte Varnish. You have the Americana, the DecoArt Ultra Matte Varnish too, that is great. I'm not sure if I have some left here. I don't think so. DecoArt Media Ultra Matte Varnish. Like it too, but I prefer this one. It's really matte. If you like it even more matte, you can have some matting powder, like the Bornefix matting powder, or a little bit of cornstarch. You can look online, you have some recipe. I don't like the feeling. And you can also use this one, matte polymer varnish from Golden. He has UV list. It's a UV protection. They say it's removable. I think you can remove it without affecting the paint under, but I don't know why, so I don't do that. It's the texture, the finished texture is different than the DecoArt. Is more smooth, more matte. I don't really like it using it alone, but I like it mixed with the Americana Decor. Give a really nice touch for me. It's not as soft as the soft touch varnish. You may have heard about it. It's a Duraclear soft touch varnish. A lot of people use it. It's give a really soft touch like skin, but it's a little bit more shiny. So some people use matte powder in it, or cornstarch in it. But I found out it turned out shiny faster than my Deco, and I can't do texture with it because it's really liquid, like this one too. It's very liquid, so it's very hard to give a skin texture. If you want skin texture, this one is good. I don't have a lot left. I'm waiting for my other one, but it's more creamy, so it's more easy to give texture. And both Golden and this one are very great for drying hair. Soft touch, it's not good, don't work, but those two work very well for drying. And one other reason that I start using it before instead of soft touch is because I can't find soft touch easily here. I don't know why they don't sell it. I don't find it. I have trouble speaking today. I don't find it nowhere around me. I know that I can find it on Amazon, but it's really expensive sometimes, and it's not always available. So I have started using it. This one I can find it on Amazon or in my local art store. So don't ask me where you can find those medium in your country. I don't know. Maybe on Amazon. I know Golden, you can have it on Macpherson Craft when you order your kits some paint, you can have Reborn FX. Reborn FX varnish is it's really good too. You have the sealer too. This one is paint emulsion. I don't know if I have some varnish left. I don't think so. But you have the varnish. You have the varnish and the sealer. You can have both sealer and varnish mix, or just the sealer, just the varnish. Really nice, a little bit shiny to my taste. Don't really like the touch of it, but it's really nice and very useful for drawing hair. You can find it on MacPherson too with golden paints, so that's maybe an option too. But in the US or in Wyoming, I don't know where you can find all of them. So that's it for our tutorial. I hope that has been helpful for you. Next time we will see each other. It's for maybe paint or draw hair on this little mademoiselle. I think it's a girl. I'm not sure yet, but it seems a girl to me. So next time we will see. You will see me will be for drawing or painting here. I haven't decided yet. So have a nice day and see you soon. Goodbye.